And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Always Pressing PGA DFS podcast. Yes, we are alive. We're still doing this. Schedule's got a little wonky over the last month or two, mainly on my side of things. Work and other things took a preference, unfortunately. But we're back because a lot of no-cut events. If you're a regular listener, you know how we feel about those anyways. Like, we're good. But now we're in the fall swing, the fun time of the year, talking Sanderson Farms here. We'll talk about that, recap some President's Cup, have some fun chatting with you all about some PGA DFS golf. Before we get to that, you can find me on Twitter at BDintric, the podcast at Always Press DFS, and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at DFS Golf Gods. Jesse, how we doing, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well. Good to be back on the mic. We talked for a good amount of time before the show. It's been a while. So,
Yes.
yeah, good stuff here. We've missed a lot. We also decided not to talk about a lot, which is good. Let's talk President's Cup, though. Great first day for the U.S. Got shellacked on day two. Then things kind of got back to normal over the weekend, I'd say. What were your thoughts on the U.S.'s win in Montreal versus the international team?
Yeah. I mean, you would have thought after day one that it was just going to be the worst beatdown ever. And then the fact that I don't know how you lose five on day two, but they brought it back very well on Saturday and Sunday. Had some fun matches. They got to figure something else out though, because when's the last time that the internationals won this thing?
It's been years. I know when they were in Australia, it was like the closest they've been. I'm guessing well over 20 years. Is my guess. He's scrolling, so that tells you everything you need to know, folks. It's been a while.
1998.
Yes, yeah, so that's 26 years.
Well, they did tie in 2003.
There you go.
But yeah, 1998 was the last official win for the internationals.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how to fix it outside of you get Cam back, you get maybe Neiman back, but I don't think that's enough. I don't think it's enough for it.
I read somebody tweet everybody's up in arms after day one where we beat them 5-0 that, if you let the live guys in, that they're going to get Cam and Joaquin and whoever else, but then we get Bryson.
And maybe Brooks.
Yeah. I mean, what's the difference? Who's getting better players there,
Yeah, that's good. Good point. That's a very good point. I didn't think of the U.S. side of it until you mentioned that. I'm like, yeah, that's true. We get to improve as well.
Right. So
I don't know how they fix this, honestly. I really
either.
don't, because, and it's no slight to the international team. Those are great golfers, outstanding golfers. I just don't know. I don't know when they're ever going to have enough to jump over.
I'm with you. I mean, it was fun. When we go wherever, typically over the last few years, when we went to Royal Melbourne, 16-14, South Korea, the two times before that, we won by a point. So it's not like it hasn't been competitive. But we won last year by 5. We won this year by 7. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little bit of an overreaction after we win by 7. I've seen some people suggest maybe allowing it to be a women's a co-ed event. I think that would be interesting. I think that would be very interesting. And then otherwise, I don't know, because it was fun to watch Tom Kim get fired up and Sung Jae get fired up and Siwoo to do shit you don't ever see Siwoo doing. But it wasn't worth I didn't have to. I watched it on Sunday, but it was on my second TV with no sound, just because I got a hot tip to bet Scotty Scheffler plus money, and then he loses the match. So
those are always the best tips. Those are the best
stayed on there and whatever. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, when we go wherever the next time is, wherever it is. What happens, but give me a Ryder Cup all day, every day over that shit.
Oh, yeah, that's what's crazy about it. It's basically the same format, obviously minor tweaks between the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup. Ryder Cup, it's like we're kind of getting housed in that one. It feels like we have our moments on our home soil, but if we put it on any neutral kind of golf course, I don't like our chances most of the time against the Europeans.
Yeah.
But now you take Europe out of it, and somehow the rest of the world, we just take care of business. I know golf is different in other countries. I'm not clueless to this, but it feels like there's so many other good young golfers that I don't know. Maybe it'd be fun if you combined Europe and the international, give us I don't know, or maybe make it a 3-way, make it international, Europe, U.S. That'd be fun to see a different mix of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I do like the co-ed idea though, because obviously when it comes to women's golf, they have a large contingent over in Asia
Yes.
that
Yeah.
dominates women's golf.
Right.
So that would be kind of fun. Yes.
I think that would be interesting. I think that would be something worth watching, but most likely we'll just never get a change on it.
No, we never will, unfortunately. But yeah, the women won the Solheim Cup recently too, so that was another big one for the U.S. over there in Europe, I believe it was. So no, they were in the U.S., I believe, for that one. Took care of business there. But yeah, it's been a rather quiet. Patton Kazire won in Napa. For those that have been sleeping under a rock, that was entertaining. Lipsky finished second in that event. So yeah, that's what took place in Napa at the Procure Championship, for another new name for Napa. But let's have some fun with it here. We'll talk Sanderson Farms, Jackson, Mississippi. Jesse, this will probably be a quick one because it's quite the field in this event. But what do you have for some past event history? Because we actually do have a ton of history at this golf course.
Yeah, Jackson Country Club. I think it's been played here for a long time. I don't really know how long, but it's been the Sanderson Farms since 2013.
1994.
Gotcha. That's a long time. And then it's been Sanderson has been the sponsor since 2013, which is a long time anymore for
True.
For a sponsor,
one of the best trophies in golf too.
Yeah. Last year, Luke List won 18 under in a playoff over Ludwig, Ben Griffin, Norlander, and Scott Stallings. 2022 was Mackenzie Hughes, 17 under in a playoff over Sepp Straka. Sam Burns won in 2021, 22 under, one shot over Nick Watney, Cam Young. 2020, Sergio Garcia, 19 under, one shot over Peter Malnati. 2019, Sebastian Munoz, 18 under in a playoff over Sung Jae. 2018 was Cam Champ, 21 under, four shots over Corey Connors. Malnati's won this in the past. Cody Gribble, Nick Taylor, I don't know if he's in the field. Scott Stallings is a past champion, but recently, especially, there's been it's come down to the wire in every year since really 2019.
Yeah, no, it's been a fun tournament overall, all things considered, fall swing type golf. So it takes different skill sets, as you kind of heard by the names Jesse mentioned. Makes it really fun. It is the Country Club of Jackson. So you got that going for you there in Jackson, Mississippi. And we're looking at a par 72, 7,460 yards. So pretty good size golf course, as you'd imagine. It's Zoysia grass and Bermuda rough. You got the championship Bermuda greens that are common in the Southeast, Bermuda or championship Bermuda. They both depends on what you're playing with there. But it's the golf course down there has multiple 18, so it's a conglomerate of 2 9-holes from the two courses essentially. And they put that together. As you mentioned, they've been here for quite some time. The green sizes are about 6,200 square feet, which is, a little small, but nothing too crazy. You're going to come up with water and play on 5 holes, bunkers about 60 on the course. The fairways are not wide, but they're gettable. But at the same time, you mentioned a bunch of names there. Some of the past winners haven't been massive fairway finders. Par 4s are very, very scoreable. That's what you need to take advantage of, because the par 5s are the last year ranked 10th hardest par 5 on the PGA Tour, which is kind of surprising here. And reading up on some things, the last 4 or 5 winners all led the field in par 5 scoring. So you need to take advantage of the par 5s, but they're not easy par 5s by any means. Most approach shots are going to be from 100 to 150 when you're looking at things here. So you obviously want to be from the fairway. You don't have to be from the fairway, but you got to take advantage of the par 5s if you can. Otherwise, you're going to have a tough time winning this week. Jesse, what kind of stats you looking at this week?
Yeah, par 5 scoring I think does matter. Birdie or better obviously matters. Approach, it's probably a tough golf course for me and you, not a tough golf course for these guys whenever they're getting to 19 or 20 under over 4 days. So it's just kind of a standard PGA Tour birdie fest. Hopefully you get lucky with a little hot putter.
Yep, that's pretty much the name of the game. Hot with the flag stick, of course. All right, let's have some fun in the DK world of things here. We'll go with the price ranges like usual, give our top picks in each price range, cash game, tournament plays, and then talk about some betting for the week. And this is where you're going to start laughing already. 10K range. Keith Mitchell at 10.4. Seamus Power at 10.2. Matt Hughes coming over from Montreal at 10,000. So how are you breaking down this range?
Yeah, I have 2 checked off. It's Keith Mitchell for the form coming in 12th place his last time out in Napa, 12th at Wyndham, 46th at the 3M. He has missed the only cut. He's at this event, so that's a little bit sketch. Mackenzie Hughes at 10,000, missed cut last year, first in 2022. Yeah.
Yep.
And then hasn't missed a cut since the U.S. Open back in June, 4th out in Napa. So he's playing some really good golf. So Mackenzie would be like the one guy up here that I would really want to click on. Keith Mitchell is just kind of a possibility if you want to go that route, but Mackenzie would be the one guy that I would actually click on if I were going above 10K, which I doubt I will.
Yep, I don't think I'll be above 10K either for the same reasons you mentioned. Like, I love Killer Keith, but he's not a 10-4 guy. Like, if he wins, kudos, tip your cap. But like, he's second in my model, and I joked before the show with you, my model, I don't trust half these numbers because we're channeling back tournaments from way before the FedEx Cup, which kind of worries me here. Like Keith Mitchell, if you want to, sure. I'm with you on Matt Hughes. I don't know how the presidential hangover will be, but he would be the guy. Like obviously one here, like you said, plays good golf. Off the tees is biggest deterrent, but really good on the par 4 scorings. He's best in this field around the green over the last 24 rounds, second in putting. So Matt Hughes would be the guy for me. I'm just not in love with this 10K range. 9K range, JJ Spawn at 99, McNeely 98, Dunlap 97, Ben Griffin 95, Patrick Fishburne 94, Eric Cole 92, P-Raj 91, and Steven Jagerbombs at 9,000. How do you like the 9K range? Because I just looked, I have almost all of them starred. Not good.
I don't. But Nick Dunlap at 97, I think probably is playable at that price in this field. He did win the Barracuda, which was back in July. He finished 5th at the St. Jude and 31st the BMW in his two most recent starts. He's never played here. Ben Griffin at 95, second here last year, 24th the year before that. 2 straight cuts made for him on tour, which includes the St. Jude and the Wyndham, 7th at the Wyndham. It's not overly great, but it is what it is. Patrick Fishburne, 95, 3rd place out in Napa, missed the cut at the Wyndham, but 6th and 3rd in the 2 starts before that, which were, again, back in July. But either way, that start there in Napa is intriguing for sure. Is it a P-Raj week?
I'm not. He's the one guy I don't have checked off. So
wow.
I'm going to say no, but that's usually the weeks to play him. So gotta throw that out there.
I mean, dude hasn't missed a cut since the Memorial, June.
He's been playing pretty good golf overall.
37th out in Napa. 2 out of 2 made cuts here, which his last start was in 2022, but he also made the cut in 2015. So I got him checked off. I think he's playable there at $9,100, and that's it for me.
All right, I was joking before the show. JJ Spawn is my number 1 ranked golfer in this model, and I know why, because I'm like approach play, bogey, birdie or betters, par 5s. So over the last 24 rounds for JJ, he's 3rd in this field in approach. He's 3rd in opportunities gained. He's 2nd in birdie or better. He's 4th in par 5 scoring. He's 9th in par 4s, 4 to 450, and he's 6th from 100 to 125. He rates out like he's green in almost everything I look at. His recent form, less than ideal. We need to talk about JJ Spawn. 26th at the Procure in Napa. I guess it's actually been pretty good. 26th Procure, 3rd at the Wyndham, 9th at the 3M. The less than ideal was the course history. 68th in 22, missed cut in 21, 36th in 20. So not ringing endorsements for $9,900. Maybe he's turned it around though. So JJ's on the list. I'm always a Mad McNeely guy because the dude can, swing it with the best ones. Can he putt? And usually he putts very, very good. So is the approach game on? I think he could be kind of a lower owned guy up here. He's not going to be as popular at $9,800. I like the Dunlap call for exactly the reasons you mentioned. I love Ben Griffin. I like to play him weekly, usually not at $9,500, but I do like Ben Griffin. He's a cut making machine, and he's shown the contention throughout the time. Fishburne as well. He's 18th in my model. He's second off the tee in this field, 11th on the par fives. So I'll take a chance on him. Eric Cole's first in this field on par fives. He is a conundrum to me. He's 8th in my model. He's first from 1 to 125, but like he's 97th on the par fours. So that's not great. When you look at Eric Cole, he finished 35th here last year, miscut in 23. Recent form, miscut in Napa, but then 46th at the BMW, 18th at the FedEx, 7th at the Wyndham. Those are not easy fields. So that's interesting as well. So I think Cole's a nice GPP look as well. Then I'll just mention Jagerbombs. His form, like early last year, was awesome. Tailed off as the season went on. He's 68th in my model. But this is a guy we know can compete. He's 39th at the BMW, 40th at the FedEx. You look at recent form, 25th, 30th, 26th the last 3 years here. You'd like better than that at 9,000, but he knows the course. He's played well at this course. You know, honestly, from 25th to probably a top 10, maybe 2 birdies, 3 birdies. And Jaeger can do those in bunches. Good par 5 score. So I'm not going to count him out either. All right, 8K range. You got Chan Kim, McCarty, Svensson, Vegas, Kuchar, Sam Stevens, Harris, English, Bo Hostler, Mark Hubbard, who has crazy course history here, Rico Hoey, and Mac Meisner. What do you like in this range?
Chan Kim, 8,900. Never played here, but 26th in Napa, 12th at the Wyndham. So solid starts there. Vegas, 4th here in 2015, his only start. Had a win back in July, 32nd out in Napa. Matt Kuchar at 8,500. He's never played here, which is kind of, well, I guess not shocking because it's Jackson, Mississippi. I was thinking Napa. He did play Napa. He finished 13th, 12th out at the Wyndham, where we didn't even talk about that. The finish at the Wyndham.
Which, it's so long ago. When Kuchar fell apart at the end?
No, he was. They had a bunch of rain, and
where he took the play. Oh, yeah, he came back the next day. That's
yes,
right. Yes.
He refused
full Kuchar.
He refused
yes.
to finish the hole.
Yeah, everyone else was done. Even his playing partner was done.
Yeah, his playing partners went on and finished out, and he said, "No, I'm going to wait and come back tomorrow," and then took relief from a scoreboard
that we didn't even know was there initially. Because
12th.
of everything else. Yeah, that's right. Forgot all about that. That was full Kuchar.
Yeah. Hubbard, yeah. I mean, the course history, 6th, 5th in his last 2 starts, the last 2 years. If you go back to like 2015, 2014, which are the starts previous to that, he was 54th and 51st. So he's never missed a cut here, but he's coming off back-to-back missed cuts, which one of those was in Europe. He has played recently last week at the BMW PGA Championship, missed the cut in Napa as well. 67-77
Did you hear about Napa for Hubs?
No.
So he forgot to apply for the tournament by like the Friday deadline because he was, took the break, and a lot of guys forget this apparently. So he went to Napa, went to the Niners game Sunday night with his family, goes into the Monday qualifier, shoots like 6, 7 or 8 under, qualifies. Then he shoots, I think, 6 under on Monday, leads the field, just to shoot like 6 over on Friday to miss the cut. It was an impressive week for Hubs. That's all I'm going to say.
That's wild. I was not
something along those lines. I might have mixed up some numbers. That's pretty much how it went down. It was pretty wild.
Well, he's definitely played well around here. And then last for me is Rico Hui. If I can get this stuff to load, of course it can't. But the model likes him quite a bit at 8,000. So Rico down there at $8,000 would be my last pick in this section.
Yeah, if you're looking for Rico's stuff, 37th last week. He was 22nd at the Wyndham, 67th at the 3M. Made a lot of cuts in a row. So I got Rico checked off as well. He's 6th in my model. He, like you said, your model likes him. He's basically top 20 or better in majority of the categories I'm looking at. Like he's 20th in par fives. He's 24th in the par fours, but 13th birdie or better, 14th in approach. So good young golfer there. I like Hubs as well at 81 for everything you mentioned. I think Bo Hostler is interesting at $8,200 because he's always that kind of all or nothing guy in these tournaments. Miscut at Safeway, 12th at the Wyndham, miscut at 3M. That sounds like Bo Hostler. But he finished 28th here last year, 57th and 21. So decent recent form with Bo Hostler. Don't mind him. Matt Kuchar, I will play him. He's 16th in my model. Everything you mentioned, he's actually playing great golf. The guy's a dick, but he's playing great golf. So no problems there. The one that is shocking to me, and it's Johnny Vegas. I know he picked up the W late in the year last year. That was fun. to see. Finished 32nd at the Procure, 40th at the FedEx, 61st at Wyndham, 1st at the 3M, where he's won there a few times. Remember that for next year. Hasn't played her since 2021 when he missed the cut. So, tournament history maybe not great, but he's third in my model. He's 9th in approach, 11th in opportunities gained, 3rd in par 5 scoring, 22nd in par 4s, 5th in good drives. So he finds the fairway, gives him chances for those birdies that we're talking about. So Johnny Vegas is interesting. Svensson at 87 I like, and then Chan Kim, like you mentioned, he's 4th in my model. He's 1st in this field from 125 to 150. If you look at approach, he's 5th in par 4 scoring. He's just 6th in approach in general. He's 15th off the tee, so I don't mind Chan Kim at $8,900 either. 75 to 79, you got Justin Lauer, Doug Gim, Hoffman, Novak, Griot, Ricky Fowler's in the field at $7,700. Mentioned that earlier. Ryan Fox, Taylor Moore, Lucas Glover, Chandler Phillips, at Henrik Norlander, and C.T. Pan. What do you like in this range?
So Lauer at 7,900, miscut, 45th in his last 2 starts at this event, but coming off a 7th place finish in Napa. He's made a bunch of cuts in a row since the Canadian Open in early June. Doug Gim miscut here last year, but 3 straight made cuts for him on tour. 47th out in your neck of the woods there. CT Pan at 7,500. 2 out of 2 made cuts here. 9th last year. Has withdrawn from his last 2 starts.
Oof.
Rather odd. Missed the cut at the Open Championship. 2nd at the John Deere. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the old CT, but at 7,500 worth a little gamble there if you're playing a bunch of lineups. Norlander, 2nd here last year, 24th the year before that. Is coming off a made cut at the Procore. Has been playing over in Europe as well. Made cuts over there too. So was playing pretty well before kind of at the end of the year. So at 7,500, like him quite a bit.
All right. For me in this range, Justin Lauer at 79. I do like him as well. 10th on the par 4s, 7th birdie or better. Andrew Novak at $7,800, 15th in my model. He's 9th in birdie or better in this field, 6th in opportunities gained. If you look at some past stuff here for Novak, he 52nd at the Wyndham, 24th at the 3M. So he's had a little bit of a break when it comes to the PGA Tour. Missed cut here last year, 58th in 2022, but he's been on a made cut machine towards the end of the season. So I like him. Griot, really, really, really good course history. Surprisingly at $7,700. Missed cut here last year at 5th, 39th, 35th, 39th. 4 straight made cuts prior to last season. We've seen Griot play pretty well. He 33rd at the FedEx, 59th at the Wyndham, 24th at the 3M. So at the price point at 77, I like Griot. Taylor Moore, I always take a look at 76. You mentioned Norlander and Pan. I like both of them, especially for their course history. I guess keep an eye on Pan's situation. And then Chandler Phillips is an interesting one at $7,500. Missed the cut here in 2020. Hasn't played here since then. But recent form, 13th out in Napa, 38th at the Wyndham. So maybe a young gun here to take a chance on at $7,500.
Real quick on Phillips too, he was hitting it all over the place, scrambling his ass off, and played the par 5s really well. So that's interesting. He hit only like 60% of the greens and less than 50% of the fairways.
That sounds perfect for this golf course.
Sounds hard to do, but he did it.
Phil Mickelson would be proud.
Yes.
74 to 7K. You got Schmid, Champ, Bridgman, List, Michael Kim, Berger's back in the field. Kazire, the champion in Safeway, is $7,300 in this tournament. Goddard, Chesson Hadley, Dahman, Thorberson, Coles, Whaley, Bramlett, Hardy, Yu, Blair, Sig, Sue, Valmaki, Cootie, Woodland, Krause, Strauss, or Skins. Wow, that's a heck of a group of golfers. What do you like from 7K to 7,400?
Cam Champ at 7,400. 9th here. I think he's past winner too, is he not?
He won here back in 2018.
Yeah, so they don't have that listed. Come off a missed cut out in Napa, but had made 3 straight before that. Kazire obviously won the last time out, so I say he's playing pretty decent golf. He has missed his last 2 cuts at this event, but did finish 4th in 2015. Nick Hardy's top of my model. 2 out of 2 made cuts here. 5th in 22, 35th last year. 3 straight made cuts for him on tour, including a 50th out in Napa. So he is most definitely playable. And then Pearson Cootie at 7,000. I don't show him ever playing here, but he hasn't missed a cut since the CJ Cup back in May. He's been playing all these like not legitimate field events, like the ISCO, which they have listed as a European Tour event, which is crazy because it's in Kentucky. But either way, yeah. So he's playing solidly. I mean, finished second at the ISCO, finished 58th his last time out in Napa.
Yep, the Cootie brothers. Only one of them. I don't think the other one's in the field, so I don't mind Pearson. I do like Cam Champ at 74. I'm with you. He's first off the tee in this field. But some of the other numbers sketchy. That's the Cam Champ model.
Yeah,
that's Cam Champ in a nutshell. Luke List won here last year. Him and Cam Champ are actually kind of almost the same person. So let's just be real about that one. Makes a lot of sense. Joel Dahman at 72. He's 19th in my model. Coming in 11th off the tee. 18th in approach in this field, 10th from 125 to 150, 13th in good drives. And then if you go deeper with Joel Dahman, I know it was a rocky season, 50th in Safeway or in Napa, 64th at the Wyndham, but you can dig even deeper. Recent form here, 13th, 51st. And I think that brings Dahman at least to the limelight to keep an eye on. Nick Hardy, I'm with you, especially that recent form here at 71. Joseph Bramlett, his recent form at 71. So those are the main guys I'm liking here. It's an interesting range. I think I kind of like the upper sevens more, but definitely some options down here in the low sevens. 6K, and I didn't really say it at the front, but when the tournament's this weird of a field, 6K is very viable, folks, because a lot of these guys will sneak up. Now, finding them, that's another story. Who do you like in the 6K range?
Yeah, Higo at 6,800. 2 out of 2 made cuts at this event, including 16th last year, 3rd the year before that. Seems pretty good for somebody in 6K range. Made the cut in Napa, 26th. Missed 3 straight before that. Neesmith at right below him. 2 out of 2 made cuts as well. 25th and 9th in his last 2 starts here. Has missed 2 cuts in a row, but finished 3rd at the 3M Open a month or 2 ago. Taylor Montgomery, 9th here last year, coming off a missed cut. I know he's been, I guess, injury riddled, I guess is probably the way to put it, but he shot 80 on Friday. I guess it was a really tough day for some people on Friday in Napa. Might potentially, who knows, could have been hungover. Joe Highsmith at 6,700. The model seems to like him for some reason. Rafael Campos at 6,300. Callum Tarrant at 6,200. And Blaine Hall at 6,100.
That's where we are at $6,100. You get names like that. For me, $6,900. Alex Smalley, 32nd in this field, 9th off the tee, 3rd in the par fours. We're looking at here recent history at this golf course. Smalley, 16th last year, miscut 31st. A lot of the guys I'm looking at here just have proven they can miscut at the Pro Cure, miscut at the Wyndham, 12th at the 3M. I'm just looking for guys that can strike gold in tournaments. If you want to go safe, Chad Ramey, who I do like his form, he's made 3 straight cuts, 58, 52nd, 24th, but 16th here last year. Those are the kind of things I'm looking at. Garrett Higo, I love him. Like you said, 16th and 3rd the last 2 years. And he's a guy, let's not forget, he won an actual PGA Tour event. This guy used to be really, really good. The next big thing, lefty. So maybe he'll figure it out here. Some other guys I like here, Matt Neesmith, 25th last year, 9th the year before, miscut 17th. So good form here. Lee Hodges at 66 has made 3 straight cuts. Is another guy. Excuse me. Roger Sloan hasn't played here since 22, but he finished 14th, 32nd in 2021. So he's at least played well when he's played here. 37th in Napa, 12th at the Wyndham. So Sloan is a guy that if you're looking to punt, I don't hate. Andrew Toasty, I'm always interested in because the dude can score in bunches, but he can also eject like no one's business, which is kind of actually entertaining. He's 122nd in my model. He's 7th in driving distance, but he's 118th in par 5 scoring. That tells you everything you need to know about Andrew Toasty's skill set. But he is a guy that played here in 2023, finished 39th. We're talking $6,400. That will come into play. He's missed the cut in his last at least 3 events. So grain of salt, that one. A couple others for you here. Most of these guys have not been playing well. Hayden Buckley hasn't made a cut in a while, but missed cut here last year, 19th and 4th. He's played well. Same with T-Dunks, 16th, miscut 14th the last 3 years here, coming off of at least 3 straight made cuts on tour. but guys that can catch fire if necessary is kind of what I'm looking at here. All right, let's recap things. Jesse, 10K and above, who is your guy?
Mackenzie Hughes.
With you there as well. 9K range.
I'm going to say Patrick Fishburne.
I'm going to go with Eric Cole. And I never feel good about that, but I'm going Cole. 8K range.
Rico Hui.
I like that. I'm going to go. Oh, man, I should have said Kuchar. I'm going to go Johnny Vegas, but Kuchar might be the safest one in the group. 75 to 79.
Norlander.
You got Norlander. I will take Novak, 7K to 74.
Nick Hardy.
I like that. I'm gonna go with Joel Dahman. Let's have some fun here. And 6K range.
Pearson Cootie.
I'll go with Garrett Higo in this one. All right. If you're building a cash lineup, who do you like? It's tough. It's tough with this field. I'm not going to deny that.
Nick Hardy, Rico Hui, and God, Patrick Rogers.
I'm gonna go if you want. I'm gonna go Kuchar, Rico Hui, and if I knew CT Pan was playing, that would help a lot.
Yeah, it would, but who knows with him?
I'll go Joe Dahman just to make the cut for cash. Give me Dahman, Novak, and Cooch. Wow. Tournament lineups, though. This is where these tournaments are built for GPPs. Who do you like for that?
Yeah. I mean, it's Fishburne, Cootie, and Higo.
That's good. And you can load up anywhere else you want, so that works actually. I'll go with Eric Cole, Johnny Vegas, and Rico Hui. So have some fun with that, everybody. Good Lord. All right. When we're looking at betting this week, Jesse, I would recommend treading lightly unless you have some massive favorites here. Who do you like?
This is the tournament last year. I don't know if you remember, but I just picked Luke List because of his name, and his odds were long and got luckier and shit. So we're trying that again. JJ Spawn, you like him? I'm 30 to 1
on my model. Yep.
Eric Cole 30 to 1.
I like that.
Harris English 40 to 1. Norlander 60 to 1.
Those are all good prices. I don't hate any of those. If you want to go with some longer shots just for fun, Adam Shanks in the field. Missed that. That's interesting. Pearson Cootie's 110 to 1. That's something to maybe think about, at least a top 20 somewhere along the line, but he's been close. So Cootie could be an interesting one if you're looking for some longer odds there. Man, how's Zach Johnson getting in all these tournaments? My God. Go away. You're not the captain anymore.
Well, but he's probably got some kind of special status.
Oh, he probably does, and he just won't get out of people's legs. He's like he's the new Kuchar. That's just who he is. So yeah, I like yours. I guess some other. You said Cole. Vegas is 35. Not sure I want him to win. Jaeger at 40 to 1. He's going to wake up eventually, but I don't know if that's the bet to make. Yeah, play with some top 20s if you guys want, but that's a tough. I like yours though. You have some actually sound ones in there. All right. Final thoughts, Jesse. Sanderson Farms in the books. I think we actually have another tournament next week for once. We have back-to-backs, which is exciting to talk about. I looked it up earlier. I'm trying to pull it up. My phone wants to lock, so here we go. PGA Tour. There we go. And next week, after the Sanderson, we have the Black Desert Championship in Ivins, Utah. And then we have the Shriners in Vegas. We have 3 straight weeks of golf.
At least it's a different golf course. That Utah
I'm kind of excited about
would
Utah
probably
golf.
Be cool. Yeah, Utah has some
8,000 yards probably, and
it's probably got some really good views, I'd say.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts on the Sanderson before they come west for a couple weeks?
I don't. Good luck.
Yep. Good luck, everybody. It's good to be back. We'll keep coming at you guys, get you ready for Hawaii before you know it. But I think after these 3 weeks, we take another break and like the hero and whatnot. But we'll keep chugging along for you as usual. If you have any questions, hit up Jesse on Twitter at DFS Golf Gods, the podcast at Always Press DFS. I'm at BD Intric. And until next time, this is your Always Pressing PGA DFS podcast, previewing the 2024 Sanderson Farms. Catch you all next time.